common reason for not being able to lose weight is actually not eating enough, because that makes our bodies hang on to fat stores more. I'm going to go into the 9 other reasons you're struggling or stalling to lose weight. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50 get in great shape. And I did a survey with you guys on this channel not very long ago about the things that are of most concern to you, and the top thing that was the most concern to you was not being able to lose weight even though you're doing everything right. Number 1 reason is you're focusing too much on scale weight. Scale weight is just one indication of dropping body fat, and what we should be more concerned with is whether we're dropping body fat, and we can be dropping body fat without actually losing scale weight. And scale weight can fluctuate for a number of reasons depending on what time of the month it is, whether we've just eaten, if we've had a really heavy leg session the day before, and whether we're carrying water and what we've actually been drinking. The best way of actually assessing whether you're losing body fat, and these are the methods I like to use, are taking pictures front, side and back, and taking measurements. And did you know the World Health Organization actually uses your waist circumference as a measurement of health? And so if you're getting your waist measurement down, but you're not seeing the scale move, that's actually a really good thing. My number 2 reason is that you can be doing too much cardio. Women over 40 shouldn't be doing a ton of cardio to lose weight, because what that's going to do is it actually damages our metabolism if we do too much cardio. If we're doing things like long distance running and we're going out for 2 hours, training for half marathons, that kind of thing, then that can actually reduce our muscle mass. And muscle is the thing that we need to build our metabolism. So we have to be really careful with cardio. And I recommend that you keep it down to around 30 minutes or less, and that you make it high intensity interval training, because that's going to be the most effective. And the number 3 reason you are not losing weight is because you're not focusing enough on strength training. Now, that means you're either not doing strength training at all, or you're not doing enough of it. Because what strength training is going to do is build muscle, and muscle actually builds our metabolism. So muscle increases our metabolic rate. In other words, we're going to burn fat just when we're sitting around doing nothing, not just while we're actually doing the strength training. And that's really important, because we've lost our metabolism through the aging process. My number 4 reason, and I talked about this at the start, is not eating enough. Often women over 40, we get desperate, and I did this. We take our calories too low. And if your calories are anything under 1300, so perhaps if you're eating 1 meal a day as well, this would apply to you. What that does is it reduces our metabolism, because our bodies are great at adapting, and what they do is adapt to those really low calories. So we need fewer calories in our body, and so it hangs on to the fat stores, and it's a real struggle to lose weight. And that happened to me. And actually, when I took my calories higher, so when I was on around 1300 calories, I took them higher to something like 1600 calories, and I actually lost more body fat by doing that. Because the other thing is, you're going to have more energy for your exercise if you take your calories higher. When calories are really low, often what can happen is that we just don't have any energy My number 5 reason is the opposite of that, and that's eating too much. So I get so many women approaching me who are telling me, well, I'm eating really well and I'm not losing weight. And I say, well, how much are you eating? And they honestly don't know because they're not tracking anything. So it's really important that you need to be in something called a calorie deficit, which is eating fewer calories than you're consuming in fuel. And sometimes, so like in the humble avocado, if we're eating a whole avocado at one sitting, that's going to be too much in calories, and what we need to do is have half an avocado. So that's when knowing exactly what we're eating can really help actually boost that weight loss and start you on that weight loss journey. And that leads me to my number 6 reason. If you're not losing weight and you're not tracking your calories and macros, you should be tracking. I track. I get all the women that I work with to track the calories and macros or eat from a meal plan. And it's so important that we know what we're putting into our bodies, because as women over 40, it's quite hard to lose weight, and you're watching this because you're struggling. And so we need to get really precise about what we're eating. And that means taking our protein high. So about 35% of our calorie intake should be from protein. That means eating carbohydrates. So again, that's around 35% of our calorie intake. And then 30% of our calorie intake should be fats. And if you want more on how to calculate your calories and macros, I will link a video which was done as a live in the description that tells you exactly how you can do this. And if you're looking for a program for women over 40 that has a lot of what I've covered today, so the right diet, the right exercise program, then I will put a link in the description to all my programs. My number 7 reason that you are not losing weight is too much stress. This is really important because stress can build up our cortisol levels. And as women over 40, our hormones tend to be out of balance, and raised cortisol levels can be a big problem. So if stress and overwork is a problem for you, I would recommend that you explore opportunities for getting those stress levels down and look at techniques like mindfulness. My number 8 reason that you are not losing weight is lack of sleep. Most of us probably need about 7 hours at least. And I know I talk to lots of women who are not getting that. And as we get older, it's really important that we get enough sleep in order to be able to lose weight. And getting more sleep will actually encourage our body to drop that fat. Conversely, not getting enough sleep means our bodies will hang on to fat stores. And then the other thing with not getting enough sleep is it can lead you to eat sugary and fatty foods. My number 9 reason you are not losing weight is your hormones. As women over 40, we're all going to have either hormones out of balance or hormones that are depleted. And I've done a video all about hormones and weight loss, and I will link that in the description because it does go into more detail about how you can balance your hormones. But some women actually have lower levels of hormones than others. It could be that you naturally have lower levels of hormones. Perhaps you've had a hysterectomy. And if you're not sure, I've done this, it may be worth actually getting your hormones checked, because if you've got low levels of estrogen and progesterone, that can make it a real struggle to lose weight. And it might be that you consider taking something like hormone replacement therapy or some natural alternatives to boost your hormone levels. My number 10 reason that you are not losing weight, could you have a thyroid issue? This is very common in women over 40. Often we don't discover it until we're going through something like menopause, where we discover we've got a condition called hypothyroidism. And some of the signs that you've got hypothyroidism are real lack of energy, aching joints, loss of hair, and there's so much more, but you should check out what all the symptoms are. And if you think that that could be you, get a test from your doctor to determine whether you've got a thyroid issue, because your approach to weight loss is going to be different from just a regular woman over 40. So for you, a diet that's very similar to paleo is going to be really, really helpful. And also you really have to reduce the stress on your body that you're putting. So although you actually need to do strength training, people with hypothyroidism do a lot better if they don't actually work out as often with their strength training. So maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And the other thing to mention is you have to be really careful with the kinds of foods that you're eating if you have a thyroid issue. So foods that can cause a lot of inflammation are dairy products, wheat, gluten and soy products. So people with hypothyroidism do much better if they avoid those types of foods. Do let me know in the comments section if there's something that I've covered in this video that you think might be contributing to why you're not losing weight. And there are actually loads of other reasons, but these are the top 10 most common reasons. If you like this video, please do give it the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and do also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok.